We're at Old Sarum, so home of shadows, in the trailer that we've got. The dog's all cozied in there. Little man's watching aeroplanes. The parachute plane's just landed, makes a hell of a row. And G-Gore just round the corner. So there's all the shadow trailers lined up, and they look a lot cleaner than my article, but I'm going to scrub this when we get back home on the weekend. Raymond's had a quick look round. Straight away, I'm a bit embarrassed that nobody actually mentioned this. This is upside down, so I've got to switch that, and I've got a few things that I need to do straight away up at the front end. So I'm going to make a start with that. Okay, well I didn't need that. That was to hold either a GPS device or a mobile phone, I think, or the radio. I think it's for the radio. This was for the old GPS device, which I won't be using, so I'm taking this off next. Okay, so we are starting to get some more room here now, and I can sort of see how I'm going to get in there and rebuild the dash, because the more I take in, the more room I've got to work. Got to label a few things up so I don't lose my connections, so I'm going to go get some tape. That's a very odd looking bracket, obviously made to conform to the shape a little bit, or maybe it was just what somebody had left over. I'm hoping I can do something better with that. Altimeter is stuck in with gaffer tape. Oh dear. Okay. So it's been over 2 weeks since I've been in the workshop. We've had a week off on holiday. Beautiful sunshine last week. Went to west coast of Wales for the first part in the tent, and then we did a bit of camper vanning down towards Salisbury. Visited Old Sarum and Compton Abbas. Did a little bit of plane spotting. But now we're back, and as you can hear, normal service has been resumed with the weather. So a good opportunity to get out here and do a little bit more. Whilst I've been away, I've had an exciting package turn up. Another shadow owner who has become an absolute asset has sent me across these, I think we call them hardpoint fixings, so that I can fix my battery box to my bulkhead. And these get owl-dited in, so that when I'm fixing this on there, it doesn't tear holes through the fibre lamp. So I'm going to have a look at doing that over the next night or so, and drill things out and get them glued in, and hopefully finally get this fixed on there with the oil tank, and I can move on then and seriously concentrate on that dash, which is the next bit that I'm looking forward to getting stuck into. So let's have a look at this. So here are the holes I've drilled out, 12.5mm drill bit, and then the special fixings that I've been sent just pop right in. They compress either side. Got to fix them in with some epoxy glue, which I'll get tomorrow. But I can't really express enough how grateful I am for this. People in the Shadow community are fantastic. Everybody's willing to help. I've had some fantastic support along the way, and getting hold of these fixings is a real find. So it's, yeah, thank you for these. It's been a real lifesaver. So what we're going to do now is just sort of trial fit it with the bracket and see if that all lines up. And there we go. All the holes fit quite nicely. So we'll bond those fixings in tomorrow and compress them up with some other nuts and bolts that I've got, just to wind them up so that they all clamp, the two parts clamp together as the epoxy sets. And then I can screw this all on, fix the battery box on, and I can also hang the oil tank on the other side. Next job is, as I was recommended by Raymond and Fiona, the top of that little triangle there, you might be able to see, I've drawn a little circle. That's where I'm going to drill the hole for the oil tank pipe to come through to feed the engine. So that's another slightly worrying job. It's a clever material, this Fiberlam, but I don't like to take liberties with it. So again, it's just one of those other things that I've got to be really careful with, because once I've made a hole, it's not something that you can repair all that easily. So yeah, that's the job for tomorrow evening. Okay, well, I've prepped everything ready for putting these new fixings in. Just a quick explanation of what they are and what they do. They fit through the Fiberlam material, and they'll bolt through, so they're two halves, and they'll fit in those holes that I've drilled. I'm going to glue them in with some epoxy, and then you screw them up together tight. I'm just using these screws temporarily because there's no nylocks on them, and I'll bolt them up, and what that does is they compress together up to the 10mm width of the Fiberlam, but stops the Fiberlam being crushed, and makes a really solid point in that that material. So I've cleaned all these up with some acetone. Thanks for that, Graham. And I can start gluing things together now and screwing it all up, and I'll let them set overnight, and tomorrow I can fix all the bits on. There we have it, all the hard points are in. Now I'm going to get ready to mount the battery. Okay, I've read the instructions on my new battery. Got to put the electrolyte in, so here's the electrolyte, the acid flowing from the container that it comes in, and it's just dropping into the battery now. It smells a little bit. I think I'm going to open the shed door just so I can not breathe too much of it in. So once that's in there, I'll pop these caps in, and then it's a sealed battery. I have to charge it. I'm going to make a note of these charging rates just to make sure my battery charger will deliver the right amperage, and then I'll get it all mounted. Okay, well, I was about to fit the battery. I put all the acid in, but the battery is quite warm actually, which is understandable because it's a chemical reaction. It's putting out 12 volts. I've just tried it. So it's all going on in there, so I don't really think I want to strap this onto the fuselage whilst it's still quite warm and there's things going on in there. So I think I will put it somewhere safe on the floor, let it calm down, rather than strap it to the plane and then go to bed, because I wouldn't want to find a molten mess in the morning just in case. So I'll mount all this tomorrow. In the meantime, let's have a look what I've been doing with the oil tank. So here we have the oil tank loosely in its position. It's not bolted up yet, but as you can see, what I've done is I've drilled the hole and then filed it all to shape so that the oil tank pipe can now pass through the bulkhead, and there it does, and through the filter, and now down into my oil pump. There's a nice smooth curve on that, so that's gone particularly well. So I can just lift that off now, ready for bolting on the battery box, which, as I say, I'll do tomorrow when the battery's cooled down. It's looking good. And there we have it, bit of a momentous occasion. The battery is now bolted in its place. The gap there to the coolant hose is still a little bit tight. I've got about 2.5 millimeters, maybe 3. And also the oil tank is located in. I've put a little bit of foam underneath the leading edge of this bit, just so that it pins it back. No vibration there. It's pretty damn solid. And then the oil pipe going through, and that obviously drops back onto the oil pump on this side. So at last we've got that mounted. I feel like it's been a long time coming, and I can move on now. We're going to go towards the front end next, I think.